Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. We are under the hanging tree here in the middle of Gilded Vale. We just spoke with the hanging dwarf woman who spoke with us and told us that we are a watcher. Yeah, it was a very interesting, long conversation. And now we are, well, we're gonna go find Caed Nua. I believe it's Caed Nua. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but we're gonna go find the castle where apparently there's someone who can tell us more about being a watcher, because I think he is one himself. So yeah, let's go find out.
17 and a half.
Excuse me, McCree? The smell of pipe smoke, at once earthy and sweet, winds its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against the mossy rock wall. His pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I'm sorry?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
What are you talking about?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Aloth frowns. Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Edèr. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
He extends his hand and looks you up and down and grimaces. What makes you think I'm interested in the dwarf woman? He looks at you a moment, his brow arched. His smirk broadens.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
I've been out of sorts lately. Of course, we all got our bad days when we stand perfectly still and stare at the corpses for a while without blinking. He winks. Do you know what a watcher is?
Careful, friend. Let's not use that word round here. There'd be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
None taken. Good. They don't mean it personal when they hang folks here. I have to remind myself.
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
The war. Saints' War. I don't know why I'm making his voice deeper and more McCree-like, but it's easier to do than the Edèr voice. Saints' War. Only one in my lifetime. Fella decides he's the living incarnation of Aethys, overthrows Red Saris, marches on Deerwood. So we gave him a Deerwoodian hello. What's a Deerwoodian hello?
We blew him up.
He smiles at this, but it is the smile of one recounting a joke for effect rather than enjoyment. Who is Aethys? God of Rebirth and Redemption. Formerly, anyhow. Maybe they call him something different where you're from. I had other questions. I got time. Why was your headman hanged? Got involved. Radric sent men down here the other day. Said they had it on good authority someone in town was working for Kolsk. Plotting Radric's overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one is coming forward. So Swithin, that's my headman, He steps up and says it's him. That took him at his word. He sighs and shakes his head, his eyes fixed on the tree. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not for plotting against Radric, then for protecting me. What does your town have against you?
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Radric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
He looks up at the tree, his eyes trailing one of the swaying bodies. Aloth glances at you and lowers his voice. You can see why I was eager to leave. Who's Kolsk? Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him. If you're next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? He gives a half smile. Drinking mostly. Point of fact, I'm on my way out. Just haven't figured where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out here that don't think Widewind's legacy started with Widewind. We could travel together. Where are you heading? Some place called Caed Nua. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before.
Something kindles in Edèr's eyes, and the vigor of purpose finds its way into his voice.
Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
He scratches his beard absently with a calloused thumb. There's a fine reason if I ever heard one.
All right then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
He shrugs, then glances briefly at the tree. He tilts his head forward and gives you a pointed look. Let's get going. Okay, well, we got some new companion here. Let's see what the head of, not the head of the town, but the Radric's men has to say.
I have received confirmation that Lord Radric's heir was not born well. My lord has issued an injunction on all new homesteads until he can be assured that the village has been cleansed of all Eothasians and whatever other undesirables that have brought this curse upon his lands. It would be best if you left town as soon as possible. I would suggest returning to your old home. There will be no place for you here. You may stay at the inn until you can make the necessary arrangements, but I would not advise remaining long. I expect Lord Radric will be most thorough in his efforts to purify this place.
I'm not gonna listen to this fucker, because I don't like him. And I don't like this town, and I don't like Radric. Goodbye. Now let's go encounter that bear that we were told about over in Valewood. So yeah, I took a little bit of a break from this game for the week, and I played some Vaccine. I recorded one episode of that, and then yeah, I haven't really recorded anything else lately. I've been kind of just relaxing and playing some games with friends, and I have some more Bloodborne actually. I forgot about that. I'm going to be posting that soon. It might be posted before or after this. We'll see. The grass is still flattened behind the wagon's wheels. Barrels of cabbages, potatoes, and squash have been overturned and abandoned. Shattered pieces of crate are strewn across the dirt along with a few muddy vegetables. This guy's just fucking dead.
Lava will be on seek!
Oh, I completely forgot. I need to do something about this. I can edit my formation. Since my character is a bow user, I'm going to put him farther back. Let's do this. Okay. Edèr will be in the front, because he is going to be our frontline fighter. Our rogue is kind of going to be over here. Wolf, over here. Let's... There. 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 Got the magic user and the archer in the back. And I also wanted to change the... Ah, there we go. The AI behavior. This way I don't have to constantly do the abilities, which I'm really bad at managing. They'll use their abilities on their own. I will use them here and there occasionally, but I'd like them to have control. I'm going to choose aggressive. Aggressive. And aggressive. Sure, why not? Yeah. I'm going to choose the different image to make this character look more younger. Keep the voice. Cool. Let's get a Loth. Crowd control will be nice. And I feel like I always just choose aggressive for it. Cautious and kind of just want to choose aggressive for all of them. He's going to be hold ground and aggressive. Cool. And then let's look at some gear for everyone. We got everyone else. Let's just get a deer. Edèr. Okay, I think we're good.
like worth and
Oh, another cool thing you can do. Let me show you that. If I go to Aloth, so wizards have spell books, and if you examine, no, not examine, Grimoire, I'm an idiot. If you go here, you can actually choose the spells that you want to put into their spell book, which is really cool. Let's see what I want. I got Dazzling Lights, Minor Missiles, Sunless Grasp, and Fan of Flames. I'm actually going to change out Sunless Grasp for Ghost Blades. Or, ooh, Wizard's Double. Let's choose Ghost Blades. That sounds cool. Cool. Oh, I wanted to do something else too, which is unequip and equip. Give him that one, and give him the raggedy one. Because it seems more his style. The struts and supports are large enough to be the ribs and vertebrae of a dragon. Really quick. Okay, we're good. There's that fucking bear. And it's just meat. Take the bear hide. Take some cave coral. Mice crawl through eye sockets and over femurs. Ew. Got a great sword. And since we're a watcher, we get to do this. A figure drifts suspended in the musty air of the cave. Its form and features blur and twist in cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying about your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. Reach out. You reach out a hand for the spirit. In the moment of contact, you feel as if you've been struck a blow, head reeling as you tumble helplessly into a waiting darkness. Light blooms at the edge of your vision. You feel the sun at your back and the weight of a bow in your hand. You know, suddenly, that you have come a long way from the Vale, hunting deer. Now you are standing before a cavern, and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides out before you, his red cloak flapping at his heels. You follow, heart hammering in your chest, as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There is a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back towards the exit, towards light and escape. You see a glint of steel, and there is a sudden, terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, fall. Your thoughts are chaos, lanced through with pain, but in a moment of terrible clarity, you see your friend looking back from the mouth of the cave, his dagger daubed in crimson to match his cloak. And then there is a great dark shape above you, and then there is more pain. The vision recedes, and you are thrown back into yourself with seemingly resentful force. The corpse lies at your feet, and the specter lingers. In the span of energy between you both, you feel a sense of questioning, of confusion, of anger. I met him on the road, your friend. A sudden lashing anger emanates from the spirit, Rage and grief seem to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. I'll find him, and I'll see that he answers for what he's done to you. For a moment the spirit seems to burn, bright, and your head fills with a sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of its own exultation, growing fainter and fainter until you are alone once more. So, can I loot his corpse, or... I mean, he clearly has a set of armor on. I'm just gonna take that as payment, maybe? Well, we have done everything there is... Oh no! We have not done everything there is to do in Valewood. We still have one more thing. Glad I did not forget. We still have to search up here. These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and the stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Examine the wall more closely. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. Scale the wall. The crumbling wall is of a considerable height, even now, and its uneven surface promises a difficult climb. Who will scale it? Let's send Edèr. Edèr finds a handhold upon one of the large stones and starts to climb. Despite a few loose rocks and awkward angles, Edèr makes swift progress and quickly arrives at the top of the wall. Athletics 5. Once there, Edèr helps you up and over the other side. Sweet. Got some armor, got Filvano's gloves, and a scrawled letter. I don't think you'll ever see this, but you were right, Filvano. We should have journeyed south together, and been safer for it. I would tolerate all the gloating in the world if I might live to hear it. I have put myself out of reach of the circling beast below. But I am done for all the same. I do not think I will rise again. Whoever finds this, pray for me. Perhaps the next life I shall be a trapper of wolves. Well, they're dead. You swing yourself over the side and pick your way back down to the level ground. And we're off back to Gilded Vale. And we will stop this episode here. We'll pick it back up in the next one. Yeah. Comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything you want to do. I'll show you some cool stuff next time. Some other things that I forgot to show you about the menus and everything. Let me know if there's anything you want to see or anything I've missed. And yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.